try out something a little different. I did say that I was going to do like YouTube videos, YouTube makeup videos, and then I realized I kind of just put a lot on my plate. I have like 50 bookish projects, and then everything going on outside of bookish things. But you know what, now I'm just gonna try it. So here we are, trying something new. Hopefully you guys like this on TikTok. If not, it will be posted on YouTube. Okay, I guess with the lens or the camera like this, you can kind of see a little bit more of my space. Yes, these are clothes. Am I in my closet? Yes. So I actually kind of turned like one of my walk-in closets into like a little makeup room. We only have 2 in the house. I'm not saying I personally have many. No, we have 2 and we weren't using this one. So yeah, I've kind of turned this one into my little makeup room. And it just has like a few dresses and then some of my like activewear hung up. So welcome to my closet. Okay, I got tagged in this video a couple times and I think I finally have enough thoughts to talk about it, because when I first heard the theory I was like, what? But now I've given it some thought. I have some thoughts. Okay, so the theory is, and I've seen it only a couple times now, so it's just, I think it's fairly new. Talking about how Bryce in House of Flame and Shadow, so House of Flame and Shadow, spoilers, full spoilers, how Bryce in House of Flame and Shadow was actually possessed the whole time by Queen Theia. Truthfully, I don't hate the theory. It's definitely an interesting one. The comments were quite funny. Okay, so you had comments that were basically like, yes, I really hope this is a thing because I really did not like Bryce at all and I want to like her again, and this would be the only way for me to like her. And then the other side of comments are, which I shouldn't laugh because I guess it's kind of mean, but I don't know, because I feel like we've kind of just we've 180'd, or some of us on Sarah J Maas. So you have others that are like, no, like after House of Shadow, like I don't think Sarah is capable of that anymore. You know, I've lost all hope in Sarah. Like, she's not that creative. She isn't as deep as we thought. And that's giving her way too much credit. I can see where you're coming from. I disagree, but I can see where you're coming from. So here are my thoughts. I think it's so creative. And I think that's like brilliant, to be honest with you. Is there a tiny part of me that almost hopes that that's the case? Yes. Not because I disliked Bryce in House of Flame and Shadow, but because I think that would be absolutely legendary. I mean, Sarah is already an absolutely incredible writer, but I feel like she would just, I don't know, for me, I'm just like, that would just top it for me. And if anything, I'd be like, damn, Sarah, you got balls. Risked it all. Not that you knew what the outcome of, sorry, not the outcome. Not that you knew what the response would be, but you risked it all in this book, if that's the case, only because of what the reviews have been. You know, like, to be honest, this is definitely, I think, sadly, one of her least popular books, just from the reviews that I've seen. I think at this point people would probably rate Tower of Dawn higher than House of Flame and Shadow. I loved Tower of Dawn, I have no issue, but I know some people don't like it. Getting off topic. But anyway, I really do think, like, there is a small part of me that kind of hopes that that's the case, because I think that would be one hell of a plot, one hell of a story. It could totally be up, you know, Sarah's alley. It's not off the table. It's not off the table. I mean, it might be like 0.1% on the table. I wouldn't put it past her. Now, there is a tiny part of me, not a tiny part, a big part of me that's like, I don't, as much as that would be so cool, I don't think that's the case. And here are my reasons why. Don't mind me, I'm trying something new. Usually when I try something new, I hate it. But I want to be better, so I'm trying something new. So I think that Bryce was pretty consistent in regards to her attitude, whether you liked it or not. I believe she was pretty consistent throughout the whole series. And so for me, there wasn't like a time when I was like, who is this? Like, does something just switch up? Like, this is a completely different person. Like, I believe that it was like pretty much just, it was Bryce the whole time. Now, so yeah, there's my question. Where was the switch? Was it when she kind of absorbed all, well, not all of it, but some of the power in the prison, like in the Dusk Court? Or when? That's where I'm curious. There wasn't like a really big like, what? Okay, I had to kind of like work through that myself, because this did not actually do what I needed it to do. The stupid jumbo thing. So I kind of had to create the look by myself. But basically, yeah, you put it on and you just like smudge it. I can't remember like what it's called, that trend, but it kind of gives that really like old school, I don't know, that, yeah. You guys get me. Okay, so my second point is who like Queen Theia is. And you know, like, I mean, I was like actually rooting for her, but she kind of turned out to be like selfish. She's a bit, you know, power hungry, you know, just from like what we saw on kind of the big info dump in the prison. Like, she, you know, the reason why they left is because she kind of wanted to explore more worlds. She wanted the option of like ruling more worlds. And so to me, she just, you know, comes across very selfish, very power hungry. To me, that never came out. I mean, okay, you can turn around and say that Bryce was like super arrogant, sure, whatever. But power hungry? Bryce wasn't power hungry. You know, she, at the end of the book, she actually dissolved the Fae hierarchy. That doesn't scream Theia to me. That screams, well, Bryce. Now, for those that are saying, yeah, but she like kept calling herself Queen Bryce. She had so much arrogance regarding Queen Bryce. Of course, she had to like tell everyone she was Queen Bryce. The things that she was asking for, the things that she was demanding, you can't just demand from a little nobody that doesn't really technically have a claim to the throne, because that was Rune is the claim to the throne. So she needs to claim that she is the queen, because there are things that she's demanding, especially from like the, you know, the Ocean Queen. You know, people kind of get a little bit annoyed about that whole experience because of the way that she spoke. She is asking for things, she's demanding things. She needs to level the playing field. If she's a little nobody, no, she has to level up. And by going in there saying, I'm Queen of the Fae, she is putting herself up to where the Ocean Queen is, River Queen, all of that. She is making herself an equal so that she can demand things and get things done and save the day. I don't believe that was ever done out of Bryce's pure arrogance. I think the way she was trying to sell it, yeah, there was like some arrogance to it, but I think she first needed to believe it herself, especially because she didn't want it, and she needed others to believe it too. I feel like I need to hurry up and put color in my face because I feel like I look dead. Dead. I think if I had different color eyes, that this like smudging trend could look cute, but I feel like, I mean, I don't know, it's giving me that old school like 13-year-old me. Oh my goodness, the amount of eyeliner that I would wear back in the day, unreal. I would get told off by my dad, actually. He would tell me to go wash it off, so I would, but then I'd take my makeup to school. Like, who needs makeup at that age? Well, whatever. Anyway, yes, I think that Theia, I think Bryce, if possessed by Theia, probably would have set herself up as like High Queen. I don't even think she probably would have gone back to, oh no, maybe, because she needed all her magic. She needed all her starlight, so she only had one, well, at that point, at the prison, 2/3 of it, so she did need to go back. Okay, I answered my own question there. But I would assume that she would set herself up as High Queen again, that she would just go back and set herself up as High Queen. Or she's like, okay, that's already done. Like, there's all these courts that might be quite complicated for me to achieve. Maybe I will just stay in this new world, you know, get rid of the Asteri and then set myself up. But that's the thing, she didn't. And I just don't know, unless I'm wrong, I just don't believe that, you know, Theia being, you know, Bryce being possessed by Theia, wanting just to live a small life and open up a Griffin Antiquities #2 is quite Theia's vibe. I don't know. I don't think she would have let that go. But that's just like my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you got a different vibe from Theia. I just got a very like selfish, power hungry vibe. And, well, wasn't it? It was Theia and Adis that had such a love interest. Don't you think she would have ditched Hunt for Adis if that was like the case, if Bryce was possessed by... Oh yeah, no, sorry. Bryce was not possessed. I fully believe now that Bryce was not possessed, because Theia would have taken that as a second chance to be with Adis. She would have ditched Hunt. 100%. And last point, Bryce and Hunt's story. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be in it at all in the fourth one, or any potential crossovers coming up. I like, their story's done. Bryce and Hunt's story is done. And so that's where I'm like, I don't think so, because then the next one would be about getting Theia out of Bryce, like, and then technically the story wouldn't be done. And so that's where I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. It's a great theory, really, really great. Would have never thought about that. And it's, you know, it's well thought out. I love the theory, and I really do wish that it was true, because I think that would just be one hell of a book, or even like a couple books. I think that would be such a legendary plot. It would be so fun. It would be such a fun book. But Bryce and Hunt's story is done. All of the kind of just like personality traits of Theia don't match up with the choices that Bryce made. And for me, what I just discovered is I don't think, you know, I think Theia would have taken that as a second chance to be with Adis, and would have kicked Hunt out of the picture. But yeah, so I want it to be true. I actually do really want that to be true. Oh, damn, that's such a good plot. For the people that don't like House of Flame and Shadow, it would save House of Flame and Shadow. You know, because like I said, I think that is her worst, not worst, it's not her worst, it's her least liked book amongst the fandom. Such a shame. But anyway, thank you for those that tagged me in that video. That was awesome, and I thoroughly enjoyed like thinking about it, chatting about it, getting to this conclusion. But well, I hope you guys have a great day.